So, in fact, actually... Oh, wait a minute. I need a... there we go. Now things will be synced in. Cool. We were going to... play more Rebirth today, but then some stuff happened and I had to regulate. So we can do a few hours of A Realm Reborn instead, because tonight we may have special guest. The idea is to have special guest. Yeah. What do I want to get done today? I want to finish off the rest of the Crystal Tower questline, so that we have all of the Alliance raids for A Realm Reborn. That'd be nice. I would also like to do all of the job quests for probably the tanks. So if we can get the tanks done, then all of the healers and the tanks are done. Or I could do the Bard, and then all of this side is done. But I want to do Warrior. I want to do Warrior so that that's done. Anyway, first things first, we need to head back to Mordona. That's what we're doing. And whilst we're there, do actually have some stuff that we could hand in to people for the relic quest lines. Oh yeah, I realized a fun thing earlier today. There are 10 total relics in A Realm Reborn for combat. And each one of these quests requires an item that costs 100,000 gil. So each relic costs a minimum at this stage of 400,000 gil. It's going to cost me 4 million gil to make every thing. It's gonna suck. So you've returned, adventurer. Have you found our base material? Here you go. Ah, the fabled resin of Alag. An odd substance, I grant you. No one alive know the true extent of its powers, nor less their source. I believe, however, that any attempt to recreate an arm of the Zodiac Brave will founder without a base material as mutable as ether. This resin is one such substance. It will readily take on the qualities of whatever we choose to add to it. Which brings us on to the question of what exactly to add. Plainly, the compound must needs be indurate at heart, lest it break during battle, yet supple enough that no blow may make it shatter. A veil boo-boo of the kind sometimes found within Aurum Veil will provide ample rigidity. Born of brimstone and mithril, there is no more unyielding an ore. As for suppleness, a piece of void weave would seem the ideal choice. If rumours are to be believed, it is a cloth bound together by magics from the Dark Realm. I cannot speak for the truth of such claims, of course. But I do know the fabric has only ever been found in areas where void scent roam in great numbers. I fear that acquiring these materials will require no small amount of effort on your part, but we can ill afford to compromise on quality if your dream of wielding a legendary arm is to become a reality. Yeah, so I have to beat Hawk Manor hard and Aurum Veil. Oh no. My, that was quick. You sure you have everything? Even the brass kettle? Yes, and it cost me 100,000. Dearie me, aren't these lovely? Thank you, young one. I wish I could afford to buy such goods every day, but I've been tightening the purse strings of late. I should like to leave my son a tidy sum after I die. Not too much, of course, but enough that he can find a home for himself. Would that my husband were alive to watch over Ealdwine after I'm gone, yet it better not to dwell on what could have been. I must set my son on his own 2 feet. Mark my words, young one, treasure hunting will not end well for him. The same as, well, never mind who. The point is, nothing I say can convince him to give it up. Perhaps I should carry more weight coming from an adventurer. Well then, I have another task for you. Persuade my son to stop chasing treasure. He's somewhere in Western Lenotia, I believe. If you can make him see the folly of his ways, then that crystal is yours. The fun thing is that that's a repeatable quest line, so I repeatedly have to try and convince her son to stop seeking treasure. Well, seeing as you're back to freight, I take it you found the stuff I asked for? Yeah, and again, it cost me 100,000. Now hold on a moment. Are you trying to cheat me out of a book with these? The Bombard core is missing a bit, and there's a hair in the Sacred Spring Water, and tain't no upstanding head hair neither. Now, I'm not blaming you, but you must see that trading a rare and precious book for trinkets ain't fair. But I believe in second chances, and I'm willing to settle for something else. Something like a Horn of the Beast what prowls Zamil Darkhold. Aye, that and a God Machine bang plate from Brave Lux's Longstock will do nicely. Now, it ain't as if either grow on trees. The truth of it is, you would have more luck finding, well, a God Machine bang plate on a tree. Of course, that's why moneyed dilettantes will pay a small fortune for 2 such rare pieces. If you bring them to me, you'll get your book and a kiss. See you will. Will I? Will I? Since moving to the different graphics card, I have not had any issues with the game crashing, but when I'm trying to stream or record it, it's a little nutty. Like it's running fine, but it doesn't. I think it's more the CPU than the GPU now, to be honest. I think that might be more of the issue. Yeah, because my CPU was just showing at 93%. Yeah, that could do it. Ah, Arthur. It's good you've come. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor for Une, Doga, and Nero imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into Circus Tower, if you will. The calamity stirred the place from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Xande. But you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with the terrible void sent known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une laboured to annul this contract, the entity reached through a rift and dragged the pair of them, and Nero, out of our realm. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une, Doga, and Nero from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor Xande's orders, and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place nigh hums with energy. We've done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would open only for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heed only those with the royal blood of Alag. It is a most galling design. Granted, this was not always so vexatious. according to the Allagan tombstone Nero presented us. During the Golden Age of Allag, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't such a technology, Ammon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we wait, a vast rift through which the cloud of darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Xande's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the latter would suffice. But then what of the energy building in the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, the power could discharge and cause a calamity like the one that destroyed Allag. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. We know but one way out of this predicament. Rescue those who can control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm, and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. 'Tis true we cannot stop the Void Cape from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use Circus's power for our own purposes, and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm. We've heard this is possible from a man of the Thaumaturge's Guild, well versed in otherworldly matters. And with Master Garlean working to create said portal, the final preparations are well underway. Ah, and here comes the man himself. After, just the woman we need. Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garlean, how fare your endeavours? Quite well. The device is nearly ready, though attaching the damnable thing to Circus Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got. But it should produce the energy we need. With just a little more fine-tuning, we can open a rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge at the 8 Sentinels as guides. Do hurry. I'm sure you won't miss another chance to save the world, would you? Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower? Oh yeah, my CPU usage from OBS like bubbles when I'm moving around. Why is that? Is it because of the window capture? Is monitor capture... Oh. Is monitor capture better? Is that less intensive? No. Not even a little bit, okay. I wonder if that's because it's trying to pull it from a different graphics card. After, I bet you're here to watch us pry open a rift between worlds, eh? We're almost ready. Circus Tower is full of engineers scurrying around and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and if a single coupling's off, well, boom. But but it should be fine. Really. Anyway, you best wait at the top. The chief's there overseeing the whole operation. My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can't open a gateway to another world. Huh? Is there something amiss, Graha? Ah, Emperor Xande's throne. And the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Alag's art and power. Now it's nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if Allagan's civilization had lived on, and a just emperor still sat on that throne. How different would our history be? How much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Xande and his ambition. There were those who tried. Xande's war of dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Alag. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved towards Alag's heart for the kill, Xande lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Xande desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power held within Dalamud be emptied into Circeus Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Circeus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. The Fourth Umbral Calamity. I'd learned of its cause from Une and Doga. No idea that rebellion incited Xande to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Allagan history is astounding, Graha. Why, a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap 'tis true. 'Tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. Yes? Ah, Biggs, are you ready? Ready and raring to open up that void gate, Chief. We reckon when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of the Agrius. So just give us the word and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Good. Let's get started. Our preparations are complete. Everyone, step away from the throne. Alright, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. Something ironic about using the power of the sun to open a gate into darkness. Well, the shadow vagina's back. Ah, a rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garlean. Can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the Dark Realm, but the gate not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the Void Gate stays open. as will the sons of St. Koinuk. This rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are truly lost. Which leaves after, my friend. 'Tis a heavy burden I must task you with, but there are none more able. Pray, lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades, but you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. This is our only gambit, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return after you've passed beyond the rift. Make certain you're prepared before leaving. Might I have a moment of your time, Arthur? As a matter of import, we must needs discuss ere you leave. What you want? Arthur, I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you are no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Allegan royalty. Long I have pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted. But what? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow, meeting those 2 clones has wrought great change in me. I'm consumed with remembering something. Something ancient, but ever so important. My father's words echo in my mind. The selfsame ones his father told him. The truth of our eyes rests with Allag. Mayhap what I wish to remember and these words are related. Mayhap not. But I know I must learn the truth that history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end with mine own 2 eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift. Ade. You have my thanks, my friend. Now let's venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. Yeah, legitimately my CPU usage fucking spikes. But the thing is, it's from OBS, it's not from the game. So really, I don't need to make any changes to the game. The game is only using 6% of my CPU, which is absolutely fine. It's OBS, which may be because I'm recording in indistinguishable quality. It may be because I'm recording in indistinguishable quality. I'm streaming at a given bitrate. Maybe I need to lower the quality of the recording. What do I want to take into Crystal Tower? Well, currently they need healers. So let's just queue in as a healer. Immediate pop. This is why we love healing. Black hole, sun. always got to remember to summon your fairy. We're in Alliance C. Okay. I've been frozen. Oh no. No one wanted to res them. Apparently. They were just happy to leave the machinist just dead. Okay. This boss has some interesting mechanics involving gambling. Basically a roulette. Oh yeah, there's also this. Depending on which colour you were standing in, you can take increased damage from one of his attacks. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're getting different colours each time, and then you only get one stack, so you're only getting like one vulnerability to that attack, instead of getting more and more weak to one specific attack. So these hourglasses are controlling how quickly he changes direction. There's not like that. So yeah, I want to stand in the light side this time, so it's in the dark side last. Different debuff. He also will grab a group of people, and depending on how many people are in the catchment area, it can do nothing or it can do an insane amount of damage. It actually goes off of the total level. So I think it is possible to run this unsynced if you use a party finder. Side this time. Oh, there's someone at the door.
livery.
Of a bunch of snacks for me. Bunch of Japanese rice crackers. Very nice. Like literally a fucking kilo of them. Okay. Shit. I am very much behind everyone. Move immediately, yes, thank you. They've only just started the fight. That was probably the best timing for there to be someone at the door, to be fair. I do still want that as well, though. The demon stuff, some of it is actually quite nice. Oh god, it's Zande! Whatever will we do? If you don't kill these gates, they'll spawn enemies. So we kind of want to destroy them before they finish their void call attack. Nice. Sometimes you don't get them all. Yes, okay. Another boss with some actual mechanics. This is the five-headed dragon, basically, Tiamat. And there's a certain point where each of its heads is going to have its own dedicated health bar, like discrete damage from the remakes of Final Fantasy XIV. And you want to kill all of the heads before it finishes big attack. I don't remember what to do here. Is it just get away? Is it just get away? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what to do with that one. Oh, it's doing it now. You see how it's got all the different heads? Yeah. And they're all dead. Also, depending on which heads it says are flailing around, the types of attacks it does are slightly different. So it is worth paying attention. But as I've said with all of the Alliance raid content, if you don't really know what's going on, it doesn't matter. There's 23 other people. If they know what's going on, you're gonna steamroll shit. So in this point, we want to stand in the poison, because that'll stop more slimes from spawning, and we have resistance to it. If you don't have someone standing in the poison, it will continue to spawn slimes. Yay! Good news as well is that even though I'm the healer, there's 5 other healers. So if something goes really, really wrong, either the other healer in my party can pick it up, or one of the other 4 can help out if they're paying attention. I actually kind of want some of the crackers now. Okay, so for this, it's similar to when we got split up in Labyrinth of the Ancients, where each alliance needs to go to its right platform. But in this case, what we're actually killing is that crystal in the middle. So we're going to do damage to our boss. Then it gets healed. And we're basically draining a collective health pool from that crystal. If you get knocked down, you have to hope that one of the other parties hits their platform, the little glowy thing that's been on our side, which, Jesus Christ! Which then activates the jump pads to be able to get back up ourselves. So yeah, if anyone's interested in Ball, this is the boss for you. And now the main one's dead, and we'll all get linked back up. I think that's the most times I've been eaten by one of those. Ah, yes. Now, Cerberus has some fun mechanics. As you can see, it's a doggo thing wearing armor that is chained to the wall. Not necessarily for long. Whilst it is fettered, it has a reduced moveset, I believe. But it can break those fetters. There we go. And now it has an expanded moveset. And we're going to get the option to be eaten. Oh no. What you have to do is you have to get minimized by the gastric juice. So that then it can eat you. If you're not first minimized, it's an insta-kill. That was unfortunate. So once you get eaten, if you are minimized and doing the mechanics properly, you have to kill things inside its stomach that make Cerberus sick. And when he's sick, there are not many people at all inside Cerberus right now. If any. Fuck it, I'll go in. Where's, there's the slobber. Damn, it broke the minute. And someone's killed the gastric juice. Oh, no, because they've... Okay, yeah. So they've made him sick. And so now you get to chain him back up. Before he reawakens. The taskbar up at the top. So this is basically just free damage. Because he can't do anything. And so long as you put the chains on before that cast bar finishes, it's free damage. Look, there you go, they put it back on. People complaining that it took too long to put the chains on. When that was actually optimum chain, from what I've seen. Not enough people went into the belly, I don't think. And that's why it took so long. Normally what's supposed to happen is you've got Alliance A, B, and C. Who disturbs the gloom? Mortals from the realm of light. I am the cloud of darkness. What I do not smother, I devour. The covenant is everlasting. All mortals before the flood of darkness will sink lifeless into the void or some shit. How is this guy dead again? Oh no, it's a different guy. We don't want to let these dark clouds get to the cloud of darkness. For pretty self-explanatory reasons. I've not actually seen what happens if you let them. I don't know if it heals her. Or if it just powers her up. Now she's going to do a laser beam. Because all the clouds are gone, right? Laser beam. She moves. Okay, yeah. So you can only attack this cloud whilst you're inside the area. So you want to be fairly well split with each alliance taking one of them. And there we go. Honestly, trying to comment on at least the A Realm Reborn Alliance raids is a bit difficult because everything just kind of happens so quickly that you can be explaining the mechanics and you're already 2 mechanics deeper because the mechanic you were explaining didn't matter. Just do what everyone else does. To be fair, that healer saved my ass. Damn, I didn't get the Puff of Darkness. Ah, that's sad. The Puff of Darkness is the minion. I mean, it's guaranteed every single time you do the Alliance raid, so I'm going to get it at some point, because I will end... Like, the 2 Alliance raids that you always end up doing in Alliance raid roulette is Labyrinth of the Ancients and Cloud, and World of Darkness. Where in the 7 L's are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the Cloud aids our cause little. Doga! Une! Can you hear me? Nero! Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more Voidsent? What the fuck happened to Nero? Though I don't blame you for missing my company. Thank the 12, are you alright? As alright as can be expected, Une has simply passed out. Nero, by the gods, what happened to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep and allowed this foul place entry to his body. Now the darkness claws at the ether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. The Cloud of Darkness was bound by Xande's unholy covenant to bring prosperity to Allagan royalty. The same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. I say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other Voidsent. The Cloud imprisoned us here precisely to unleash fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Mistake not my intention, or my actions for kindness. I have use for you yet in Eorzea, and simply couldn't let harm befall you here. Where? Une, you are safe. Our friends have come for us. Have they? Then perhaps, Doga, there is yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. That looks like a cloud of darkness to me. Mortals, you have dared to challenge me, and now must feel my wrath. Did you think to destroy me in my realm? Here I am eternal. I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, be it so. And yet, though we may not be able to destroy it, this may be our chance to stop it. If we strike now while the cloud can barely hold her form, mayhap we can sever Xande's covenant. Yes, and raise the bridge between the Crystal Tower and this foul place once and for all. After, Graha, you must flee. You and Doga mean to stay here? 'Tis madness! You must return with us! No one but you can save the world from the threat of the Crystal Tower. Except you, because you've got the magic eye. What is this trickery? Your blood. You too gain protection from Xande's blood? Grahatia, you are possessed of royal blood. That is why the royal eye runs in your line. 'Tis a gift that you have inherited, Graha. You have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I had thought time would consume all of Alag that was. That a man should still live with his forebears' blood in this age can be no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line and used the highest of Allagan technology to do so. True, the Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Allagan, not as you are now, but your royal eye bespeaks a simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glitter that will illuminate all. The light of hope. But how should I use this light? Pray tell me. You must gain control of the Crystal Tower. We will share our blood with you, Graha. Though its effects will be but ephemeral, it will bolster the Allagan presence within you. This is our gift to you, that you may fulfill your destiny. All with the royal eye are bound by the fate to Allag. Our part in this journey is to bury Xande's dark ambitions in the past. This was the true Une and Doga's purpose, one we have carried into the future. Know that as long as this light of hope survives in you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. So this kitty is going to have multiple people inside him? Kinky. Oh God, he's a vampire! You must leave us as well, Nero. I'm sorry we could not live up to your expectations. I must return to you what is yours, though. You dropped it whilst defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero. But do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Doga, Une, I thank you. We shall never forget you. Now, after Nero, let us quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of light. Thanks for the laser light show. Adds to the ambiance. No, you shall not escape us. Here Xande's bloodstained dreams of glory end. There, the glint of light. It grows faint, then the bridge between realms grows fragile by the Covenant's annulment. If that light dies, we are stranded here. Hurry! Nero, no, you must move! Leave me. Don't need you. If I die here, it'll be because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness. I'll not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. Do what you will with it, but remember me, son of Allag. I am Nero Tolskeva, the man who'll yet outdo Allag and Garland. That was what you hoped to. May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of hope for mankind. Go, damn you! move onwards. This is not where I come to rest. But how did... So those damn clones did it after all. Now, onwards. Ah! Hey, Sid. You owe me, Nero. The hells I do. So where in the timeline does the Crystal Tower stuff fit? Because we've still got to do the coils of Bahamut. Is that before or after this? You are returned unharmed, thank the gods! When that void gate started to close, I never felt so powerless in all my life. We were running about like madmen, trying to keep the gate open, and then the chief actually went and dived in. But if you're all set... Huh? Where are Une and Doga? They're not... I see. I'll miss the two of them dearly, but I'm happy they fulfilled their purpose. We who live on must still attend to the Crystal Tower, though we now have no one able to seal it. That is not true, my friend. Une and Doga have entrusted me with their blood. I can now control the Crystal Tower. Graha! Yes, I can see it in your eyes. Good. Then let us put an end to this, and seal away the tower. I understand your instinct, Rambros, but please, give us a moment to rest. I am weary to the bone, and Nero and Arthur are both emerged from long battle. Of course, of course. You have the right of it. Come, we shall leave this place for a spell, and repair to St. Koinek's Find. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness, Arthur. Would that I could have been more use beyond the rift. As it stands, I was but a vessel for Doga and Une's blood. Huh? Have I remembered what I wished for? Yes. Something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebears' dearest wish. But we need not speak of these things now. It was not my place to keep you. Pray, go on ahead of me. There's something small I would do before I return. Could not have asked for a better comrade. If only I could have been a part of your adventures for longer, Arthur. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. A wish hidden for millennia, brought to light by the good people of Noah. Now finally, it is my time to see it realized. I'ma make it a strip club. Clearly that's Graha's true purpose here. I am getting worried that the audio is getting fucked up. From the CPU hang-ups. Because the audio form on OBS just like stalls. And so I don't know if that's a display issue on OBS or if that's what OBS is putting out. What if I was to disable preview Does that help? Like, at all? No, I just can't see what's happening. Okay. I cannot express how glad I am you returned safely after, and with the means to dispel the threat of the Crystal Tower for good. Rest if you will, and then let us free ourselves from the spectre of the Elegance. I trust you have rested, my friend. Good. I wish to see the tower now. There's something we must do first. Let me summon the others, and hear in full what happened beyond the rift. So the elegant eye that runs in Graha's line does mean that royal blood flows in his veins. I suppose it's not so odd to think his forebears gained it via ancient technology, but who imbued his family with the blood, and for what purpose? Mayhap all this was fate, from discovering the tower to Graha gaining Une and Doga's blood. Has Graha said anything? For that matter, where is Graha? And what of Nero? I'm not sure about our resident historian, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. But knowing him as I don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being. Though he is still Nero. After, you say Graha stayed behind at the Crystal Tower? Wonder if he even now prepares to seal the place off. Master Ambrose! Master Ambrose! 'Tis Graha, dear sir. He came into the Crystal Tower and began ordering researchers out. What? Why would he do such a thing? I don't know, sir, but he was quite insistent. He all but bodily forced me out of the gates. I suppose it's possibly told one of the others, but I wasted no time in finding out. Thought it best to hasten here and ask your guidance. Very well. Let us go and speak with these researchers and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, after, please come with me. No doubt Graha means to seal off the Crystal Tower, but it worries me that he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. Oh yeah, I can't fly in here. What in the world was Grahatia thinking, demanding we leave the tower? No doubt you want to know why. Wish I knew that myself. Of course, he would tell me nothing. He will be honest with you, miss. I'm certain of it. We get voice acting? Be nice. Nope. Go no further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are of a mind to seal the tower, Graha? I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please, come here so we can discuss this. No. My apologies, but I cannot. Come, man, what is this nonsense? If aught is amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Une and Doga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Alag. Or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all the world perished in Xande's calamity. Survivors stood amongst the ruins of Alag, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land, and prayed that the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only members of Alag's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Alag's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most. That man was my forebearer. For millennia we waited. Alag's art and ingenuity faded. Our royal blood grew thin. But before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this has returned to me. Now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. Graha, the Crystal Tower's strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as Alag's to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. Else, we may never fully comprehend them. 'Tis as you say, Cid. We could wait for someone, someday, to reach the same heights as Alag. But by then, we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Ammon said? As Ammon did, and put the tower into a deep sleep? What? You cannot mean that! I am deadly serious, Cid. The tower may only be used once men rival the Alagans in knowledge. I will slumber within Circus Tower until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth as the beacon of hope it was meant to be. 'Tis the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits. But yours lies outside of these doors. Go, create a future where hope reigns, and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will make you change your mind, will it? Onward to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with Alag. Just you wait. We'll cover all that lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Graha. Then you're in for a rude awakening. We shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray, keep alive our success, and forgive us our failures. And may we meet again, my friend. The 12 keep you till then, Rambros. I look forward to learning of your exploits. And you after. I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I wake. Well, now I must rest. Recalling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancients' wish. Kitty go night-night. Crystal Tower slumbers again, then. Too quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Sid. I must put all this at my back. Possibility beckons, and I'm bound to follow. Yeet. A new dawn has come for me. That looks so clunky. Is it less clunky? If I capture it this way? Or is it just as bad? It's worse. Okay. Yeah, we won't capture it that way. Just missed Sid after. There is much that needs his attention if he is to fulfill Gra's wishes, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah. No matter how lonely St. Koinix Find has become for our friend's departure, we must all walk in different directions now. Remember that we labour for a brighter future, lit by Graha's beacon. Sealing the Crystal Tower was but the first step. Farewell, my friend. May our paths cross again. I wonder if I couldn't loop the output from my computer into my capture card and then use the capture card to capture the game. Like, that feels like over-engineering it. But that might be what's needed. I don't know, I might have to do some testing off stream. Is it? I mean, that's at fairly stable 60%, but then I start moving. And it goes up to like 65, 70% of my CPU. With OBS using like 50%. Pretty consistently. If I stop, down to 30, down to 20, 21, 20%. I think it might be the indistinguishable quality that I am recording at. I may need to lower that. Honestly, it doesn't need to be that high. I could drop that down. Right, so what do I want to do now? Do I want to do warrior or do I want to do bard? I'm more interested in warrior. and then I can also do more content as warrior. Which means I need to go to Costa del Sol. Or Crystal. Okay, so I don't think... I don't think that Crystal Tower and thingy-majigger and coils really have much of a place. Like, when were they released? Which patches? That's a great camera to stop on. Which patch was that? Not entirely sure. Which? Don't know. Does it say? So that was added in 2.0. So Coils of Bahamut were a thing as soon as 2.0 came out. So those would canonically take part before Crystal Tower. I think. Because Crystal Tower was added in patch 2.55. So okay, yeah, Coils would have been before Crystal Tower. There is a specific enemy that I am thinking of, which is why that would be significant. Also, I am going to, at the very least, stop the recording. I may even have to restart the stream, because I'm going to see if I can try and get this CPU hang-up to not be an issue, because it's annoying the fuck out of me. So, yeah, I'll be back in just a sec. Okay. Yeah, that's fixed it. The quality of the recording may have gone way the fuck down. But that's fixed the CPU issue. So I'm now recording at the same quality that I am streaming, which isn't a bad quality, but it isn't as high as I was recording before. So I can still record like console stuff at a higher quality for the sake of it going on YouTube. But the stream quality may now be considerably lower. And it will likely have to be that way, at least for Final Fantasy XIV, until I can get a second computer. During our downtime, I got a bowl for snacks. Because I used to have like a Japanese cracker snack that you can get from, or could get from Sainsbury's. And I don't think I've had it in like maybe 10 years. But this appears to be the exact same thing that I used to have. It's probably from the same provider. But it's a kilo bag. Nice. But okay, now that we have fixed the CPU hang-up, or at least I fucking hope so. I'm gonna be pissed if it's still an issue. Let's talk to Curious Gorge. So that we can get the beast gauge. Because that's something that we do not have as a warrior, is a secondary gauge. We have one as pretty much everything else. Like Ninja takes... You get the Huton timer, but you don't get the Ninki gauge until you're like in your 60s. But we haven't had anything for either of the tanks, except for the little button that just shows whether or not we've got the aggro stance on. Let's do it! Welcome back, my friend. I can see that you've not neglected your training. For my part, I fear that deciphering the ancient chronicles of my people is proving to be a much more demanding task than I had imagined. Mind you, it hasn't helped me that I have been somewhat preoccupied of late. A comrade of mine from my days in the company of heroes asked me to do a favour. It's taken me back and forth across the realm like some bloody ferry. I'm on a hunt for some mysterious feral beast that's been terrorising small folk. People don't know where this monstrosity came from, but witnesses say its thirst for blood is unlike anything they've ever seen. Unfortunately, the time I have spent in pursuit of the beast is time I have not spent studying the Chronicle, and I am sorry to say I have made little progress. However, while on the road, I was able to decipher one passage that may be of interest to us both. From what I can gather, the Chronicles tell of an ancient set of armour forged by my ancestors in the flames of the Seven Hells, and inscribed with the same arcane incantations that adorn the soul of the warrior. It would seem that this mighty armour was passed down from hero to apprentice for centuries, until one man, driven by rage and vainglory, cast all 5 pieces from Abelathia's highest peak. Since that day, the armour has remained lost, and with it, the power that it harbours. As far as I can make out, the next passage in the Chronicle concerns the whereabouts of these missing artefacts, though I've only been able to make sense of the odd word thus far. Still, I must confess to some excitement. Imagine what a warrior clad in such garb could achieve. If only my brother were here. We could decipher the text together and spread the teachings of our people to the entire realm. Alas, he is not. His whereabouts are as hidden to me as those of the ancient armour. I would have liked you to meet him, if only so that you could have looked upon a true warrior. Well, perhaps you still shall. Eorzea is not as large as most people perceive. Paths cross, fates intertwine. Such is the will of the spinner. It may be that my brother has chosen a similar path to mine, but I've rambled long enough. You are here to take the next steps in your training, and so I shall oblige. In the southern reaches of Thanline is the Sagoli Desert. God's forsaken wasteland of naught but sand that stretches as far as the eye can see. It is here that the Leviathan of the Dunes lurks, a sandworm of gargantuan proportions. When facing this mammoth creature, you will soon realise that the feeble hacks and slashes of your puny axe are ill-suited to the task of felling such a foe. But do not let this dissuade you. Wake the slumbering beast within and summon forth a strength that transcends the limits of your physical form. Mind you, first you'll have to find the beast, and that might prove a tall order in itself. The Oo tribe that inhabits Forgotten Springs is wise to the movements of the denizens of the desert. Should you want for guidance, I'd wager they could set you in the right direction.
To the desert!
Okay, I've got 3 people that I can speak to. The Leviathan of the Dunes. Saw the fearsome bugger not a week ago, preying on a group of merchants south of Byragot's strike. The smart ones dropped their wares, turned tail and ran. The dumb ones, well, at least they can say they died rich. Okay, it's inside the building. Aye, I've seen the beast. Stands 3 molms high, he does, and stirs up sandstorms with each writhe and wriggle. Showed up in my hunting field some years ago, and has been swallowing up my would-be prey in that gaping maw of his ever since. This one's going to be in here as well. Sandworms are particularly sensitive to vibrations in the earth, such as those made by running. If you're looking to summon one of the beasts, then I suggest you search for their tracks, then run about making as much of a clamour as possible. I would also suggest you seek a cure for your madness. What about a really fat chocobo? What if I just had them plod along the earth? Would that work? He's big. He's juicy. I can only imagine he's tender. What more could a sandworm want? Hello. You die now. Wait, that's literally... Okay. That was literally it. After, your crystal grows ever stronger, impelling the raging sandworm, the beast within you slowly but surely rouses to wakefulness. When next you do battle, methinks you will find yourself capable of movements heretofore unfamiliar to you. When you have mastered your new talents, return to me. In the meanwhile, I shall continue my study of the ancient texts. So what does this actually do? Deliver an attack with a potency of 330. It costs beast gauge, which I gain from doing my 2 and 3. Beast gauge displays the current strength of the warrior's wrap. This animalistic rage is required to execute several select actions such as Inner Beast and Steel Cyclone, which will get at level 45. Okay, and so I get horny if I'm using the stance. Okay. And this gives me Mithril Tempest. Oh, okay, it's a combo for my AoE. That's nice. Hello again, my friend. It's quite obvious that we've been anything but idle in your training since last we met. Your progress is heartening to look upon, truly. It also serves to remind me that each hour I spend poring over ancient texts is an hour not spent honing my skills. I fear my work on the battlefield is diminishing by the day. Yet I am certain that my studies of the Chronicles will yield something of use. In fact, just last night I discovered how the warriors of my tribe came to be shunned by the outside world. Upon witnessing my people's prowess with the axe, the armies of the city-states began to incorporate similar techniques into their own training. These are the self-same techniques I've been instructing you in after, ones which call upon the inner beast. The consequences, of course, were dire. Yes, their soldiers became nigh on unstoppable, but they were also becoming wholly uncontrollable. Both friend and foe fell prey to their ensuing carnage. Of course, the heads of the city-states laid the blame for these atrocities solely at the feet of my kind, promptly banning the ancient art and imprisoning anyone suspected of teaching it, or so the chronicles say. What I find hard to grasp, though, is that never once during my training did my brother hint at this dark history, nor have I myself ever seen one of my tribe succumb to the rage that the chronicles describe. Could it be that the tales are mere falsehoods? Stories concocted by some long-forgotten enemy who would poison our heritage and befoul our tribe's name? Who in their right mind would seek to sully something so pure? And why would my ancestors simply bow their heads and suffer such ignominy? That my people should be so weak, so utterly bereft of pride, is inexplicable. I refuse to believe it. It matters not if these claims are groundless. If they prompted my tribe's art to fade into obscurity, then the damage has already been done. Well, I, for one, will not turn a blind eye to this injustice. If none of my people will give the lie to the stories that has so tarnished our reputation, it shall have to be me. Once again, I lost myself in history and forget the present. If you recall, I spoke to you of my former comrade from the Company of Heroes, and the great woolly beast we have been pursuing. The beast remains on the loose, and to toss a ponds of salt on the wound, fell creatures that appear to be its minions have been wreaking havoc on the innocent residents of Wineport. Were you and I to succeed in quelling the threat, surely the people would see that warriors are no fearsome beasts, valuable allies. Together after, we will win back our proud name. Now, let us away to Wineport to meet with the captain of the militia. Okay. But also, Mothman. Wait, Curious Gorge goes to Wineport. They knew what they were doing with the name. My friends, Wineport is much obliged for your aid. The fiends come relentlessly, and what few able-bodied men we have find themselves hopelessly overmatched. Indeed, the western gates have been so besieged that they are currently left without any man's defense. Leave the defense to us, my good man. I will secure the western gate. After, you defend the town from the east. Together we will form a bulwark that not a single fiend can penetrate. Once the enemy has been driven back, we return here to back up the captain. Got it, After? Okay. The eastern gate. This one? No, that's... Oh, okay, no, it's just... I went to the west and asked if that was the eastern gate. Yeah. I don't have much defense for that one. Clearly, I thought they said west. Yes, west. So, yeah. I think the most optimum thing for me to do for DPS at the moment is to use Berserk when I am already 2 hits. Well, no, after Heavy Swing. Then use that to go into main. Oh wait, no. Yeah, do it 2 hits in. So go from main into Storm's Eye, and then do 2 inner beasts. But in order to do that, I need to have a full gauge. But that would do the maximum possible DPS. Because Storm's Eye would increase my damage by 10% as well. And then 2 inner beasts, those 330 potency are the most potent attacks I have so far. Dang, the 12, you're safe. We've need of your skills yet. I just heard a scream, and I fear that one of the beasts might be loose within the village. Come with me. Don't attack the child. You monster! Get away! Get away! Monster, but I... Come no closer, After. I beg of you. I must return to the falls. Oh wait, I need to consult with the captain before I head back. Okay. Whatever has gotten into Curious Gorge. It is true that he fought like a man possessed, but to mistake him for the very beast he hunts, methinks the child parents have been feeding her a few too many ghost stories for her own good. Worry not, friend. I shall speak to the villagers and clear up this most unfortunate misunderstanding. Do return to the falls and assure Curious Gorge that Wineport is indebted to him for his aid. Clearly, they were expecting a monkey. And not, a hulking Rogadin. After, please forgive me for leaving so abruptly earlier. It was a hasty reaction to a situation for which I was completely unprepared. While both you and I know that I was in complete control of my inner beast, and now realise that to the layman's eyes, it may have seemed that, the opposite was true. Mayhap it was this very misapprehension that lent weight to the lies which led to my tribe's disgrace, and if that is the case, then perhaps I should return once more to the Chronicles, and endeavour to reassess their message in light of this discovery. Speaking of light, your soul crystal. It sparkles. Does the soul of the warrior have aught to reveal to you? Any whispers of import? If only they hadn't forsaken me as they did my brother. Well, yes. I suppose that is that. I must continue my studies, and you your training. I hope to have something new for both of us very soon. Until then, my friend. I now have to learn where these things fit into my rotation. That would make sense to go there. Makes sense there. Try it like this. Welcome back, my friend. I was wondering when your travels would bring you back this way. Just so happens that I have some exciting news. I have finally uncovered the clues pertaining to the whereabouts of the lost armor of my ancestors. As it turns out, after the fallen hero cast the 5 pieces from the mountaintop, 5 of his pupils set out to recover them, intending to restore their master's name. What is more, they were actually successful in this search. However, when it came to reuniting the set, the armor's great power began to work upon their minds, and not one could bring themselves to relinquish his piece. Realizing then that their master's fatal pride was born of the artifact's combined influence, the pupils resolved to keep the pieces separate, and to share between 5 the power that might otherwise have consumed one. Thus did each of them carve his own place in history. The chronicles go on to say that years later, prior to death, each of the pupils returned to the scene of his own greatest victory, and buried the artifact in his possession in a final attempt to prevent any one warrior from holding the set, and it is there that the pieces still rest. You may be interested to know that the armor I wear is itself a replica of the set crafted by my ancestors, identical in all respects, save for its lack of arcane enchantments that adorned the original. I know that what you might be thinking. If we were to bring the 5 pieces together once more, what would prevent us from being corrupted in the same fashion? Well, I've thought of that. What we need only do is trace the runes which are found on the armour onto every piece of warrior gear. That way, there would be no need to worry about a single proud fool becoming drunk on all surpassing power, as every warrior in the realm would be possessed of the selfsame might. Quite brilliant, if I do say so myself. So how about we split up and begin the search right away? 3 of the locations seem quite self-evident. I would entrust the search there to you while I track down the other 2 with tome in hand. One piece is said to be buried under the great rocks of Boulder Downs in Kurthus, while another slumbers peacefully at Camp Tranquil in the South Shroud. The last of the three rests untouched at Parata's Peace in Western Panland. Unearth those 3 relics and bring them to me. With any measure of fortune, I'll have tracked down the remaining 2 by the time you return. Okay, so... Boulder Downs, Camp Tranquil, Parata's Peace. So... I don't actually know where Parata's Peace is. Oh, Camp Tranquil. Huh. Someone already dug it up. So is that an OGCD? It must be, yeah. So that's a good initiator. Okay. In that case, I might want that there. Give that a go. Okay, so to Kurthus. Why am I... Turns out I have a lot of shit going on in Kurthus. Oh, I suppose because both the Zamil Darkhold and Aurum Vale are here, so it's also showing the quests that I have for those. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, I still need to open it. Why does it seem so laggy here? Is it this? My task manager is struggling. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, where's Parata's Peace? Okay, Camp Westwind. Not where I would have guessed. But it gives me an excuse to use a Vesper Bay Aetheryte ticket. It's a better mail. Okay, back to Gorge. Thankfully, the job quests have been sufficiently quicker and easier than the class quests for the Marauder. How fare your search, Arthur? Have you found aught of my tribe's ancient relics? Should you have the 3 pieces of armor, don them and show them to me. Arthur, that you found the gear is most gratifying. What I would truly fancy would be to see you in it. Wait, stand still for a moment. Armor so becomes you that I could not tell you had it on at first glance. But now I can have no doubt. I sense the power of the runes inscribed on each piece resonating with your soul crystal. This is the long-lost armor of the warrior. I too have found one of the relics, but I've run into an unexpected rub. When I donned the piece, I felt nothing, as if the lost treasure were no different from the unadorned replicas already in my possession. Whether the power has been lost to it, or must needs be awakened by means yet unknown to me, this I cannot say. The ancient texts still hold many mysteries beyond my ability to decipher. But before I forget, I should mention to you that I did indeed track down another piece before I was waylaid by this current conundrum. You should find it sealed away at Red Mantis Falls. Oh, which happens to be in this zone. Easy enough. Probably not going to have any time. Oh, hey. I need these for my hunts. I want to see what this attack does at least once. Okay. Big fuck you, boom. Got it. Ah, the namesake of this area. I'd probably better put that on as well. Not that you can see it.
I see your search was a fruitful one. I am pleased to say I have also gleaned some insight into why the armor I found seemed devoid of power. As I alluded to, the ancient warrior's armor derives its power from a concordance between the incantations engraved on the steel itself and the inner beast of the wearer. But my own resonance with the plating was too weak as to allow a proper connection with it. Now I think I know why. My soul crystal. It once burned bright like yours, but since the events at Wineport, it has been reduced to a lifeless husk. Why this happened, I cannot say, but the tome is quite clear about what would happen were the powers of the armor to be bestowed upon one whose soul is weak. The inner beast would devour the mind of the wearer, who would go on a mindless rampage that would end only with the mercy of death. Yes, not unlike the crazed fiends we battle. I believe that the armor sensed my weakened state, foresaw the potential danger, and then knowingly shut off its powers to me. And I dare say that we are fortunate that it did. I feel as though an apology is in order at this juncture. I must tell you I left this final piece of the armor where I found it. The breastplate, as the piece closest to the warrior's heart, has powers far greater and more dangerous than the other pieces. Uncertain as I was to the reason for my being unable to connect with the plate's mystical energy, I feared to take it would mean imperiling both myself and those around me. Your soul may burn stronger than mine, yet still I worry for your fate were you to put it on. Look deep within yourself. When you feel yourself ready, and only then, come speak to me again. I'm ready. Okay, and then that's an AoE. You would truly seek the ultimate relic of my people, the armor that could consume the very soul of the most puissant warrior. Very well. If you are truly convinced of your readiness, I will not be the one to stand in your way. But I beg you, the moment you feel yourself losing control and your inner beast overcoming you, cast the armor aside. Cast it from the highest mountain or into the depths of the ocean, I care not. But once the beast consumes your soul, there is no going back. You will rage on, a monster, leaving naught but carnage in your wake. The realm will bleed, and history will repeat itself. I cannot allow this to happen. No, my people have been shunned long enough. I would see the coming of a new age in which warriors protect the weak and are loved and admired by the people of the realm. My years of battle and sleepless nights spent poring over the ancient texts. All has been for this day. Brother, I know not where fate has led you, and yet I feel certain that in spirit you stand with me today. Together, we will restore the honor of our people. You must forgive my sentiment, Arthur. As I said, this has been a long time coming. The breastplate you seek is in the highlands of Curthus, at the spring they call the Weeping Saint. I will stay behind. The events at Wineport still weigh heavy on my heart. Okay. More for me. Who am I going to have to fight? Oh, I guess maybe the beast that they've been hunting. Or my inner beast. Oh. Oh, I think I've seen people fight this before, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have. Oh, he came after all. Hand over the breastplate after. After much wrestling with the thought, I simply cannot entrust such a relic to an outsider who may be overwhelmed by its power. I return now to Hidden Falls. If you'd have words with me, then come. I will not run away. but he's leaving me with all the other parts. Wait, there's no... This has got to be a two-parter. There's no way. Oh no, it is a two-parter. Because we don't get the armor set. We just get the skill from this. After, I'm sorry. I did not mean for things to happen like this, but I had no choice. I've wrestled long and hard with the matter, but this is my decision. I cannot trust you with this power when I do not even trust myself. Aye, that's right. I won't attempt to don the plate again, either. Nor will anyone, not until I have proof that there is one with this will strong enough to withstand the beast's siren call. Peer deep within your soul after. Peer into the eyes of the beast that stares back at you. Can you truly say that you can engage the monster in battle and emerge victorious? I shall return to the tome. If there are any answers to be found, they lie within those pages. In the meantime, continue your training. You might find an answer of your own. Oh, that was still a level 45 quest. For some reason I thought it was the level 50. Increase beast gauge by 50. Okay, so I can just nice. After. There's much we must discuss, but now's not the time. You surely recall my mention of the hunt for the bloodthirsty creature terrorizing the small folk. I've just received word that self-same monster has been sighted near Wineport. What is more, according to those who managed to escape the carnage, the creature appeared to be more man than beast. If this is true, then our quarry could be far more dangerous than any wild animal. We must find a way to stop it. I must find a way. This is my chance to prove to the people of Wineport, nay, the world, that my tribe and my art have been wrongly judged. Perhaps then my ancestors will deem me worthy. I think even my brother would too. There's no time to lose. We must arrive in the hamlet before any of the villagers fall prey to the beast. Let us leave at once. Whoop. Hello. Thank the gods for your presence. Wineport is in your debt once more. Fell creatures bear down upon our village in hordes, as if drawn by that great hairy beast. You must stop them. After, you fend off these creatures. I'll see to the beast. This is my battle to fight. But what can I do? It's the monster! It's the beast! Run for your lives! It's Gorge's brother. Stop! These people are not your enemy. The enemy lies within. You are stronger than this. Take control of the beast. Do not let it consume you. Brother! Look what you're doing. You are destroying all that I worked to restore. The fate of our people rests in our hands, brother. Your weakness would cost us everything. I cannot let that happen. I will not. Our ancestors have chosen me to lead our people to glory. No one shall stop me. No one. No one. No one. It was I who unlocked the secrets of the Chronicles. I who trained you in their ways. I who uncovered the locations of the legendary artifacts. I who defeated my tribe's greatest warrior. I am the master now. I am the master. Return to me what is rightfully mine. Give me the armor. Or I shall tear it from your bloody corpse. Well, who could have seen this coming? Oh, I've been home again. Bye-bye. After, you must stop me. I did. I failed. I failed you. I failed my people. I failed my ancestors. And I failed my own kin. I found out long ago what had become of my brother. I did everything I could to deny it. I thought that if I could prove myself stronger than he, the people would see his madness as the product of a weak mind. They would believe the problems lay in him, not in our tribe. Yet all the while, my own soul was growing weaker and weaker. The inner beast had taken hold, and it would not let go. It drove me, as it drove my ancestors, the keeper of the armor, and my brother. Our tribe has lost sight of who we were. In seeking ever more strength, we allowed ourselves to fall victim to that which we had long scorned in others as weakness. Instead of learning to harden our wills with resolve, we steeled them with anger, and therein lay our folly. Like a bonfire, anger burns hot and bright. When the fuel that feeds it is all spent, all that remains is ash. By accepting anger as our guide, we left our wills at the mercy of the inner beast. But not you. Your will is more akin to the lava which courses through the mountains of my homeland. It burns as strong, nay, stronger, than any bonfire. When it cools, it becomes hard and firm, unbreakable. This quality allows you to keep your inner beast at bay. My people were once as you are now after. I believe that is why my ancestors chose to speak to you. They sensed true strength within you, Such strength as could rightly represent our people and our art. Had I but realized that myself, none of this need have happened. Well, what's done is done. If I am to have any hope of restoring my people's name, I'll start over from the beginning. This time, I mustn't try to do it alone. It may take time, but together my brother and I will restore our village to its former glory. And when we have, I shall remember after, my friend and fellow warrior, and how she saved me from myself, that my dream might become reality. So what's your brother's name? If you're Curious Gorge, what the fuck did they name your brother? Wineport is in your debt once more. What is more, we've seen the truth with our own eyes. Pray, tell Curious Gorge as much, that we will be relying on him for his protection. He is a true warrior, and our humble hamlet would be lost without his strength. And we ride off into the sunset. I've not gotten the chess piece. Just yet, that's fine. Welcome back. Huh? Despite all that transpired, the captain at Wineport would entrust his village's defence to me. I know not what to say. It's been a long road. Thanks to you, I have rediscovered what I lost so many years ago. I'll see to my brother's wounds, and once he is well, we will embark on the path of the warrior again, engraving the lessons we have learned in our souls, never to be forgotten. Curiously, the moment I did avow this to myself, my soul crystal began to shimmer anew. I see yours too grow stronger than ever. You'd see my ancestors have once more bestowed their knowledge upon me. This power. Why, this is a power that I have only read about in the tomes. Nay, a power entirely beyond my comprehension. To think that I once doubted your resolve. No, you have truly conquered your inner beast, and become a truer warrior than I could ever hope to be. Know that you stand before me the equal of my tribe's greatest heroes. Ever steal your resolve after. Go forth into the realm, and protect those who need your strength. With you representing us, the redemption of my people, the new era I seek, is surely close at hand. And that is the warrior questline done. Only 4 more jobs left. I am the warrior. Yeah, so we've still got to do Paladin, Monk, Dragoon, and Bard. But I'm not going to get a chance to do Paladin today because I need to go and sort out dinner for me and Neff. So then we can do some Breath of the Wild later. Yeah. What this does mean though is that I have now unlocked another relic that I can start. Dear God, I need to get more progress in the relics. To be fair, I don't necessarily have to finish them, but I kind of want to. The main point for doing the relic, at least, you know, for these early relics where there's no point in me using them for actual combat. they're not going to be as strong as other stuff I can very easily get. Like, it's just glam. It's just cosmetics. Okay, it's not a bad armor set, to be fair. Should go and put that along with the stuff that we got from doing the World of Darkness into my glamour dresser. For some reason, I've decided that that will be from the barracks because it's here. I should be able to put this, yeah. To be fair, I could put the Aetherite earring in here. But it won't let me. I can repair that, to be fair. Because the Aetherite earring is from pre-ordering Shadowbringers, but I now have the Azima's earring, which is from having pre-ordered Dawntrend. So I just have a better version of the same thing. So there's no need for me to worry about it. Alright. But yeah, that is going to be everything for today. I'm going to have to edit the last hour into the World of Darkness stuff as well. So I do apologize if you notice any decrease in quality. Hopefully it won't be too bad. And hopefully it won't be too long before I can get a new computer. Although I do have to save up a bit first, so it's not going to be for a good few months. But yeah, have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in about an hour for some Breath of the Wild. Later.